Hi everyone, my name is Isaac.
I'm Alex.
I'm Andrew.
Welcome to Console Line's video game discussion. Today we're going to be discussing violence in video games. Would you like to?
I suppose I could. We want to talk about the media's portrayal of video games as being the cause of violent crime in America. Back in the 90s, it was Mortal Kombat, and games like Mortal Kombat are going to cause kids to become violent offenders.
So basically, video games cause real-world violence.
Exactly, and it's going to cause an increase in the crime rate.
So, before we get into the actual facts, let's kind of get to know us a little better. For you guys watching, you get to know us a little better. My name's Isaac Wells, and I am late 20s, and I've been playing video games my whole entire life, literally since the cradle. I've had all the systems pretty much. Never really been into very much trouble at all. Never wanted to have any. I'd never had a violent urge toward anybody really. I have my own place. I have good friends, and I try to stay out of trouble. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't do drugs. Never have. Never will. I'm not ashamed to say that. I'm very proud of that fact, actually. And I guess I'm a really happy. I laugh a lot. I'm a really happy person, and I'm really happy with life. And I personally thank and attribute video games for that, for my current status in life.
My name is Alex Rumor. I've been a gamer since I was 3. My parents were like, "Here, have a controller. This will keep you out of our hair." I started with Nintendo. Big Nintendo fan, always have been, always will. The only system I haven't owned is a 360. I've just never had the urge to go around and punch somebody in the face or give them an uppercut, via Mortal Kombat or Killer Instinct, which is where I first started on video games when it came to violence. I don't see the urge to go around and pick up a sniper rifle, start picking people off of the roof. That just doesn't seem viable. And if it wasn't for video games, I wouldn't be who I am today when it comes to gaming and knowing the people that I know. So,
yeah. And I'm Andrew Joyce. I started playing on Nintendo back in '89, '90, because that's when I first got the NES, the big gray box. I still have that to this day and still play it. I've never been arrested. I've never gotten into any major fights. In the fights I did get into, I was either defending myself or someone else. I never instigated anything. I've never felt the urge to kill anybody, never felt the urge to put someone in the hospital, and I've played pretty much every single Grand Theft Auto. I've played Mortal Kombat, Street Fighters, pretty much down the list of all the games that are accused of causing all of these problems in society. I've played them and never had any of the urges that they claim these games will cause.
Mm-hmm. Basically, they've been saying that video games are going to cause real-world violence, and what we say as real gamers is, you've been saying that for 20 years. When's it going to happen?
Yeah.
But we have, let's get to the facts.
Yeah.
This is where we come in with facts. All right, so let's look at the charts between 1992 and 2011. And these charts came from...
They came directly from the FBI's website dedicated to crime statistics. It covers a 19-year period. I tried to get 2012 stats, but they didn't have that available on their site. I couldn't find stats that were not contradictory other places. But I figured 19 years is close enough to 2 decades.
All right, so let's go down really... we're going to go down with you really quick, and we're just going to give you examples, okay? Total violent crimes. In 1992, there was 1,932,274.
That's a lot of crime.
Okay? In 2011, it's 1,203,564. That is a 37% decrease in violent crimes.
Yeah.
So...
Really, we could stop there because that immediately disproves the fact, the theory that these games will cause more violent crimes if they get more violent. And the games have indeed gotten a lot more violent. Mortal Kombat today, the original one, it's like that game. I don't think would have really be rated as mature today. It's almost level. Its violence level was like teen.
Except for like the fatalities.
If it didn't have the fatalities, it would probably just be a teen.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let's go on to the next one. We're not going to stop there. We're going to go as many as we can to get the point across.
Aggravated assault went from 1,126,974 in 1992 down 33% to 751,131 in 2011.
33% decrease
Yeah.
in aggravated assault
That's a third.
since 1992 to 2011.
It's a third.
It's a third. And nothing else to say. Let's just move on to the next one.
You know, we've all played Grand Theft Auto. You know, we all go around and we beat people out of cars and we steal their car or steal their money. Well, in 1992, robberies, had 672,478. Well, a couple years ago in 2011, it was down 47% to 354,396.
That's 47%. Now that's almost half, cut in half.
Yeah.
Almost, like barely half
Just right under the halfway point.
robbery.
And the last one that we'll do from these statistics, these games have been called for years by several people in the anti-video game side.
Party, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not even sure what to call it, but the groups that are against it, they call these games murder simulators, that they're training kids to be murderers. The amount of murders and manslaughters in the country in 1992 was 23,760. In 2011, it was 14,612. That's a 38% decrease. Yeah, we don't really have to even add commentary to these. It's the fact that and there's a bunch more of these that we didn't cover, and every single one of them has had a decrease in the has a decrease of at least 20% or more.
We have the same charts we're looking at right now available for download on any link that this video is shown.
Yes.
We have charts, statistics. If you want to use them for your own videos, if you want to show them to your friends, if you want to pass them on, please do. We really urge you to do that. Now, let's move on to right here.
Yes. These statistics come from the Entertainment Software Association. That's the, if you don't know, is the official trade association of the video game industry. Any major game publishers will most likely be a part of it, from Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft, Warner Brothers, Take-Two, Konami, any of the big ones that you think of, they're going to be part of the ESA.
And there is a few facts that you will have to know. People who don't believe in the ESRB doing a good enough job. The ESRB is directly copying the MPAA, which is the Motion Picture Association of America, which is the ratings for movies, G, PG, PG-13, R, and so on and so forth. All they really did was just change the letters.
Yeah, they changed the letters and just completely took the rating system to, and the rating system, if you don't know, is E for everyone, which is equivalent to G, E 10 and up, which is PG, teen, T for teen, which is
PG-13.
PG-13, M for mature, which is R, and adults only, which is NC-17, which used to be called X.
Mm-hmm. Now, we're going to go over, we're going to give 10 statistic examples for you guys. So let's go on. Number one, 58% of Americans play video games.
That's a lot of Americans.
That's more than half the population of America play video games. And here's the thing too, is a lot of the biggest violent crimes, like the Sandy Hook and the Columbine and so on, Virginia Tech, and people have blamed video games for that because they found video games or so on and so forth. But if 58% of Americans play video games, then that's really not a fair thing to say.
No, if it was only 10 to 15% of Americans play it, then you may be able to make that assumption.
A case. You can make a case if only 10% of Americans were video gamers, and those people who killed those people in those incidents were massive video game players, then you'd have a case. But if it's more than half the population of America, there is really no case.
No, you can't.
You can't put us in a category of murderers and gamers when we take up half the population.
Right.
Okay,
Now,
let's move on to number 2.
Number 2, this goes on to the thing where everyone they see a video of Grand Theft Auto or of Call of Duty or any of these really violent video games, and they say this is what your children are going to be playing. These are being marketed to your children. The average gamer is 30 years old.
We're not even average yet.
No.
That's a funny thing. None of us have even hit 30 yet.
No.
I'm only 22.
And I'm 26.
And I'm 28. I still have like a couple years at least before I'm even average.
Yeah, and by the time you get to be 30, the average will have gone up because those people they're not just going to stop playing video games.
Yeah, I mean we've been playing. I'm older than you guys, and I've been playing video games since Atari.
And the reason, and that's the reason people have been playing since the Atari 2600. In some cases, even earlier than that. They didn't stop playing video games.
Guys, let's move on.
Number 3, there are on average 2 gamers in each U.S. household. I mean, right here in our own home, there's 3. There's 3 right here.
Actually, everyone in this house is a gamer.
Yeah.
But if you have an average household, like a mother and a father and 2 children, that's an average household.
Mm-hmm.
2 of those people are going to be gamers.
Yep.
So, just like the 58% of Americans are video gaming, it kind of smaller. It goes down to a smaller in the thing. So.
And of those, 51% of households have at least one gaming console, and those that do have a gaming console usually own more than one.
Mm-hmm.
The average is they own 2. How many do you have? You have all of them. You have all of the current generation.
All the current and a lot of the old.
A lot of the old. I have a lot of the old. I only have a PlayStation 3 of the current generation.
Mm-hmm.
I own a PS3 and a Wii, and I have a couple emulators on my phone. So,
but you owned pretty much everything but the
I
360.
have owned everything but the 360.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Number
4. Number 5.
Number 5.
Yeah. Now this gets into the ESRB rating system that we outlined before. 85% of parents are aware of this rating system. Now that's one thing that a lot of they were saying is parents don't know about this rating system, therefore it can't be effective, and
which goes into number 6, which is 93% of parents pay attention to the content and the ratings on the games.
Right, and the way that's handled on the games is you have M for mature. You'll have the big M on there in a box, and then directly beside it. Yeah, I was looking for it, but we don't have one available. It'll have. I think that's a little bit early.
No, that's right here. E for everyone.
You'll have the E for everyone there. But now, directly beside that, there will be a box on more modern games that will list everything in there that warranted giving it that ranking.
Look for such things as M, and then it'll say sexual content, adult themes.
Adult themes, violence, nudity. Yeah.
Or for on Eve, which is like fantasy violence.
Yeah, and the thing is, that's taken directly from the NPAA because in recent years they're doing that. You'll see R for nudity, extreme violence,
sexual content,
horror, things like that.
Okay, so let's move on.
Number 7, this is a huge thing.
We're moving into right now, in the present.
Yeah, all these next statistics are for 2012. This is a combination of stats from the Entertainment Software Association and the Motion Picture Association of America, and we'll have links to all of this at the underneath the video.
In 2012, 45% of games were rated E for everyone, the equivalent of a G rating for movies. So you're talking about just under half of the games that came out in 2012 were E ratings.
That's 45% of every game.
Every single game that was rated that year was E for everyone.
You're looking at, say, Mario, equal to Winnie the Pooh if they came out with a new movie.
And which kind of sachets us into number 8, which is in 2012, 3% of films were rated G. Only 3.
Yeah, which was very odd to me because G-rated movies make the most money. So that makes me think the movie industry's kind of dumb because they're doing things that aren't making them money.
They're not targeting the kid population as much.
Okay, and number 9.
9% of games were rated M for mature in 2012. That's the equivalent of an R rating. Of all games rated in 2012, only 9% got an M rating.
Which
We can't really say anything about
it's
that.
like-
That's factual. I mean,
Yep.
we're telling you that that's
No,
Now-
so this came off.
the last thing is, compare that to the movie industry. In 2012, 56% of films got an R rating. 9% of games got the equivalent of an R rating. 56% of films got an R rating.
so more than half of your movie industry is rated R. 9% of ours are rated R.
Yeah.
And it's either teen or E.
Yeah.
I don't know where, like, we're trying to tell you this because we don't understand why the media is condemning video games so much. We want to give you this stuff. Now, there's lots of reasons they probably could be doing it, but we're not going to get into that.
Yeah.
We just wanted to tell you this really quickly, give you some factual sheets. You can download this. You can find the ESRB, even the PEGI rating, the Apple ratings websites on this video and on our website at consolealliance.com.
Now,
And we would be willing to go on TV, on a panel, to a convention, anywhere that it needs to be to defend video games. We will do this pretty much as long as we need to.
Exactly.
I'm gonna be doing it for the next 60 years.
Also,
I find myself in a coffin.
Yeah. And
Also, go to the Video Game Voters Network. They are a huge activist website for video games, and they defend video game rights just the best probably that you can possibly do.
And
So
even if you don't get us to do it, get somebody to do it. Get someone from the industry. I mean, I know of two people that I would recommend that they know a lot about this, and they are very, very good at defending video games. Adam Sessler, who most people know from X-Play on Tech TV and G4, and someone I know who works with Adam a lot, Patrick Scott Patterson. He does a lot of video game activism, and he's very, very passionate about this, and he's worked with it for years.
just like us.
Yeah.
So if you don't get them,
Yeah.
or you don't get us, at least get somebody that knows this
Because
industry.
the worst thing that I see going on in the media is they'll get somebody on who talks about how video games are they are the worst thing to happen to society. And they'll get them to talk about it for 10, 15 minutes. And then the segment will just end. They won't get anybody on to give the other side.
They're too scared
Yeah.
to have an actual debate
Right.
between the two arguments. They only want a one-sided argument. Now, if you know of a news thing, if you're a news place and you want somebody to come in, have a debate, we will be happy to do it. Those people we just named would be happy to do it. Hundreds of video gamers themselves will be happy to do it. So, in the media, at least give a debate, because you can't just. It's like
There's
That's
two
all-
sides.
that's
There's
all-
two sides to a coin.
That's all we're asking is just give us the equal time to defend what you're attacking.
so. But we hope you enjoyed the facts. We hope you found it useful, and please subscribe because we will be doing more of these. If you have a question, leave it in the comment below.
If you have a suggestion for a future topic, we'd be happy to do anything video game. If there's something out there that you think needs to be addressed,
contact us. That's all. Facebook contact page on consolealliance.com, YouTube contact, even a comment. Just get a hold of us because this is our industry. It's almost become a spiritual thing for gamers. It's a huge movement. So
We can't just let this idly sit by.
Yeah.
We have to address this to an extent.
this is something we hold dear in our hearts, and we don't like it being bashed without being fair.
exactly.
So please subscribe, download all the stuff that all the graphs we were looking at and all that stuff. I urge you to at least share the video. Share this video, like it, subscribe, get it out there, and we will come back with more. So until next time, this has been Console Alliance Video Game Discussion, and see you later.
Yeah.
Keep playing.